With Samuel Greene, who's director of the Russia Institute at King's College London. Thanks very much for coming in to speak to us. So, as you were seeing there have been protests in Kemerovo and solidarity rallies elsewhere in the country as well. Do you see anger over this tragedy leading to a period of sustained protest, perhaps?
I mean, it's really hard to say, and a lot of it's going to be down to really how well the investigation and the information around the investigation is handled. There are a lot of questions both about this case and about why, when these things happen, right, lessons are not always learned. I mean, obviously these things happen around the world. Remember Grenfell Towers here in London last summer, right? So what people will be looking to see is that there is clarity about the number of victims, about exactly why this happened, about why people were locked in rooms, why the sprinkler system wasn't working, why the alarm wasn't signaled, and that sort of thing.
And you mentioned that investigations haven't been open and transparent in the past because of the way information is communicated between people, because of the conversations that are emerging on social media, and because of the emotion over what has happened. Right. Will they have to change the way they approach this?
Well, I think they may have to, right? I mean, the reality is there isn't a lot of trust. The reality is there's already rumors going around that maybe it wasn't 60-something casualties, but maybe in the hundreds, right? It's not going to be enough just to say that's not true, right? There's going to have to be something demonstrative. There's going to have to be some kind of an effort at actually including people, both in the immediate investigation, but then also in the inquiries and other investigations that come to think about how this can be prevented in the future.
Of course, we're used to seeing a very self-assured, confident President Putin, whether it's on the international stage or whether at home. How worried will he be about this on a personal level?
Well, he did go out, right? I think in previous tragedies, we've actually seen him remain quiet for a couple of days. In this case, he actually went out himself. He was a little bit more forward than he tends to be. I think he is trying to be visible and sensitive. He's come in for some criticism around the pictures, for example, of him laying flowers at the memorial in Kemerovo, in which he was alone. They cleared the square, right?
Yeah, we're just seeing that now.
And that's maybe not the optic that he would want to present, maybe, if he had that to do over again.
No, and President Putin, we know, derives much of his mandate from this strongman approach in confronting the West, but in also being the man who will protect the interests of his people at home. Has this dealt a blow to his personal image?
Well, again, we'll have to see, but the reality is he has emerged as the one symbol of this political community that is incredibly valuable to many Russians, and that's where his legitimacy comes from, right? That does give him a lot of strength, right? But in a moment in which the ability of that community to take care of people, to take care of people's children, right, is called into question, that does provide some risks. But I would caution against, at this point, reading too much and even spending too much time talking about the politics of this. I mean, I've been in and around Russia for quite some time. There's been a lot of tragedies, and I've never seen any kind of response that was as raw, as emotional, and as painful as this has been to watch.
Thank you very much, Samuel Greene from the Russia Institute at King's College London. Well, let's move